Well, if you're thinking about launching a new business in the near future, or maybe you've already got one started and thinking about how to get it to the next level, and would like to have some good conversation and tips and hints and strategies and things that might help you get along, you are at the right place, and you're definitely right here with the right people. We've got a great combination of entrepreneurs tonight from all over, it looks like Central and Eastern North Carolina, that all of us are entrepreneurs and in the same boat. And if we pull together, I am sure we can help each other take it to the next level and improve our businesses, our profits, and have less stress and just more satisfaction about being in business. I always encourage you to be brave enough to start, resilient enough to fail, and to unstoppable enough to rise again and again and again, because, my friends, that's what we're going to need to do. It's so good to have you with us tonight. Our theme tonight will be trying to give you 24 things that you definitely want to know and be aware of when you're starting a new business or a side hustle. My name is Steve Carver. I'm in Dunn, North Carolina, and Dunn is on Interstate 95, very close to where I-40 intersects, near Benson, about 100 miles from the coast, 60 miles east of Raleigh, or 50 miles east of Raleigh, 2 hours east of Greensboro, and about 4 hours east of Asheville. So glad to have you with us. I'm operating out of my home office studio, where I've been doing this for 19 years. This is my presentation number 1267, and I am very thankful that you are joining us tonight, me on my journey, and let me join you on your journey. Right up front, let me tell you, I'm not a lawyer or a CPA. I'm just a fellow that's been in business now for 67 years and counting, still in business, doing retail work, internet work, government contracting, landscape mowing, and such as that contracting. Run a .com company for 30 plus years, and consulting, and helped as many as probably 2,000 people start businesses, and 500 people sell their businesses, and 5,000 folks like you who come and we chat and talk about how to help each other move along with our businesses in a positive direction. I am so glad to have you with us. The main thing I'm going to offer to you is free advice, and always the best advice I can give you is, before you make a major decision about starting your business that's affecting your financial security, your family situation, get some second or even third opinions. There's a lot of help out here for you. You've tapped into it tonight, and I'm certainly looking forward to working with you any way I can. That's the gratification I get from this work. I'm just so excited to have so many new folks with us tonight to make new friends and relationships. We're sponsored tonight by one of the very best small business centers in the entire state, and that's the one located at James Sprunk Community College and directed by Joy Wynn. Joy is a dynamite director and so full of energy and determination to help anyone that comes to her for assistance. She works and strives and goes to work every day to help people just like you move your business to the next level. If you're not taking advantage of her help, then you're missing a great asset. I encourage you to give Joy a call at 910-659-6008. Make an appointment for you to go see her, or for her to come see you, and make that work. She serves the greater area around Warsaw and Kenansville and down into Jones County. If you're in that area, she's here for you. If you're not in that area, let me know just over in chat. Just type in more about your information or send me an email. Let me know that you'd like to get in touch with the Small Business Center near you, and I'll help you hook up and get moving forward. Every community college has a small business center, and these centers are not there for the college students. They're there for the adults getting businesses started or growing their businesses, so we're glad to have you. So let me give you an invitation if you hadn't had one in a while. Let's go steady for 8 weeks. We can have a Monday night date at 6 o'clock for the next 8 weeks, and I'm looking forward to it. So here's that invitation. I don't have any kisses or rings to send to you, but I've got lots of information to share with you, and look very much forward to watching you build relationships with other entrepreneurs, small business, and of course with all of our friends that are here. I want to connect with you. I use Facebook as a major communicating tool, showing you how to better market your business, sharing information about your business and the other classmates that you have and other members of the academy. So please find me on Facebook. It's listed as Steve Carver or Anthony Stephen Carver. The background is the blue sky. There's like every other name, there's a lot of Steve Carvers on Facebook, but I want you to find me and like or join or whatever so that I know that you're there. Send me a message. And during the course of this series, we'll trade lots and lots of very valuable information about your business and all your other classmates. Have no doubt that our reason to be here is to help you find success. Your success is our goal. Joey Wynn and myself will do all we can to help you, and we look forward to doing that. So 8 straight Mondays starting tonight, we'll talk about a lot of important topics. We'll have 8 weeks that we'll be covering about 200 different topics that'll help you with your business. So I don't pour more information to you than you can possibly absorb in a 1 or 2 hour period. So that's why we have so many people that rejoin us time after time after time, because let's soak in what you need. Make your notes, take advantage of what you need, and then remember that I'm sending you study guides and a video that you can go back and look up information that if you want to. And also, you're welcome to rejoin my webinars and Academy Series courses as many times as you'd like through the years. We have some folks that have attended more than 20 and completed more than 20 courses. And each time you do, you pick up more information. Every time I do a course, it is updated with new information. A lot of it is the same and repeated, but a lot of it is brand new, mainly because we want you to share with us what's going on, and it's the information that we share together each week that really helps us move forward. Y'all got a special bonus time here because tomorrow night and for the next 4 Tuesdays, we'll also be running a series of webinars back-to-back with the Monday night series. The Monday series is one on its own, but the Tuesday series is all about how to build a business that you can transition, that is, someday sell it or exit from it or retire from it with good information to have. So tomorrow night's session in that series is how to build a business that thrives without you. And having that information now as you're just getting yours started can be very, very valuable to you. Anyone that has already started their business or been in business a while, this is some of the most important lessons that you can get. I've sold businesses 6 different times. The most recent was my largest a year ago when I sold my .com company that was 60 years old. And I can tell you that there's a lot to know before you can successfully transition out of your business. And it takes some years to get things ready. So there's no time like the present to have that knowledge to help you as you're building your new business. You can build into it the factors and the strategies that will help you many, many years in the future. You got to know that we're not promised another day. We don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow or the next day, or something may happen that this business that you've just got started, maybe you don't need to sell it sooner than you ever expected. So picking up this information now can really help you a lot. So I want to encourage you to send me any information that you're searching for that you need for your business. We will change our schedules and our content to suit your needs because these programs are all about you. We're going to focus during this series on low-cost marketing and how to do a better job with less money marketing. We're going to talk about helping you set priorities. talk about how you may be missing half of your customers because you're not familiar with the different generations and how they're doing business. We want to help you have your Facebook pages and your web pages have as many followers as possible, and there's some tips that we'll share that'll really help you on that. So any requests and ideas that you have, send them on to me. Email, I prefer email. I don't do text very well, but email, I certainly appreciate that. I want to encourage you all that if you haven't already, to go over to the chat button and sign in there. I just put another message up over on the right side of the screen. So please sign in there with your name and your city and your email address. Make sure you're getting that email address just right, because as you know, if there's one character out of place, the email doesn't work. We'll send you lots of good information, but we want to make sure we got those email addresses just right, and also know what cities you're in. That's important because through the years we've developed in the Academy thousands of different members in different types of businesses, and you may have someone fairly close to you that's in the same business or similar business to what you're doing that can serve as a good information provider to you, or you can look at their websites and get good information. So it's important that we share as much as we can as we move forward, and I'll certainly try to help you. If you complete the series, completing means attend at least 7 of the 8 classes, you can qualify for an achievement certificate, a completion achievement certificate, very nice and frameable. And it's be quite valuable to you because it will take you a lot of time to earn that. And you can probably take that and a couple of dollars and go somewhere and get a cup of coffee. But mainly you can take that and look at it and smile at yourself and say, I hung with this for 7 or 8 weeks and I learned lots and lots, and I'll keep putting to work. So we're happy to send you certificates and look forward to doing that. If indeed you can attend all 8 classes, do some homework assignments that we'll talk about, then you can graduate, become a member of the Academy of Entrepreneurs and Associates, which is our private group, and we look forward to doing that. And then from there, as you attend additional classes in the future, you can advance in the Academy to different levels of achievement. We look forward to working with you. Study guides related to this webinar, and there's always going to be study guides for all my webinars. I'm glad to send those. Your first study guide has a number on it that represents the number of the presentation. And if you like to print one out so you can make notes, that would be the one to print out, because it'll give you all the talking points already lined up and make note-taking a lot easier for you. But there's other study guides there that will be quite helpful to you, and we're certainly looking forward to sharing those with you. That's why we need those email addresses. I mentioned the Academy, and that's a group that basically I founded 19 years ago with people that attend the classes and keep coming back and show interest in getting their business started. We've got several thousand members of the Academy now. We're always glad to have you, but the Academy is a way that we can kind of a constitution, what we're about, what our purpose is about, why we're doing this, and I'll encourage you to read these at your convenience. I won't go through reading everything. We have a pledge, list out what we're going to try to achieve together. And I always like to mention in that pledge, we say we're here together to concentrate and strengthen our association by our devotion to mutual helpfulness. So mutual helpfulness will be a theme that runs through all of our series, and we take it very serious. And this is where I say to you, get over on chat, talk about your business, tell us a little bit about yourself. The people that are in this class may and will become your friends. They will help you. They will help promote your business, and we really want you to help them promote their businesses. So getting a good idea back and forth about what this is all about goes a long way to helping you get kind of used to doing business and doing marketing. I'll show you an example of some of the folks that we've been working with. I'm going to encourage you to do a mission, vision, and promise statement. This is the most important thing you can do for yourself, to make a pledge to yourself that you're going to move forward in the right way, have a moral compass, run the business the right way. Try to make your business represent the good things that people do, to try to be more like Jesus Christ, to treat people the way you would expect and like to be treated yourself. We believe in that kind of stuff and encourage folks to show that in business, because the better person you are, the better business person you will be, and therefore the better off your business will be as well. This is a good time for us to say congratulations to our last class, our last semester. The people that have done such a great job in the last series of classes. Let's say hello to Janet Hammond. She's actually in Maryland. She was our first in class winner. She did all of her homework assignments, did them first, did them great, and then did more. Janet's a great lady who's in Maryland now, but planning on moving to Welton, North Carolina, and her business is freelance tax consultants. Does a great job up there. I'm looking forward to bringing her back to North Carolina. We also had, looks like five folks that moved to the Master 3 associate member level. Master 3 indicates that they've completed at least 5 or 6 courses and moving up the line in their expertise. That included Dr. Carolyn Jacobs, a medical pediatrician over in Mebane, North Carolina. So proud of Dr. Jacobs. She's been with us for a lot of classes and offers a lot of information. And Jennifer DeLon is in Dudley, North Carolina, serving the greater Eastern North Carolina and Goldsboro area. She is advanced to Master 3. Congratulations, Jennifer. And Sherry McQuarrie in Charlotte is a new author, Master 3 associate. And Veronica Butler is in Hope Mills. So you can see we're spread all around. Her business is related to home care, and just a really great contributor to the Academy and helping a lot of people every week. Dr. Mary Young, who's with us tonight, was saying that she has just introduced a new book and was at a conference this past week and sold over 100 new copies. Congratulations, Mary. We're very proud of you, and I know how happy that must make you. She's over in Warren County, in the Warrenton area, helping children with education needs. She's an educator and an administrator. We also had several folks that advanced to the Master 1 associates, Shannon King and Faison, the electrician business. C. Johnson Sheffield is CPA in Warsaw, well experienced, and now is joining our classes and always contributes with good information. We're glad to have him on board. He's now a Master Associate. David Mays, hey David, glad to have you back with us tonight. Started his new business. It's up and running now, I guess about 6 months worth. So hopefully now we'll start getting some business coming in. He's over in Statesville in Iredell County. So thank you for being with us, David. So good group. We had Janet who graduated into the Academy with her associate membership, and Lee Albritton, the director of the Small Business Center at Lenore Community College, and also the sponsor of our tomorrow night's class, graduated into the associate membership too. During this series, we're going to remember some famous people and what they had to say about how to run their businesses. I'll try to do some real motivating and give you some things that maybe you didn't expect as we go along. So let's just think about a famous quote that would go along here. Walt Disney, everyone's heard of Walt Disney. Lived a number of years ago, and just as his legacy lives on. But Walt Disney said, the way to get started is to quit talking about it and start doing it. Yeah, we all can be easy talkers and great talkers, but when it comes to doing things, that's a whole different topic, isn't it? I tell people that I'm great at taking things apart, but putting it back together gives me a problem. Well, Walt Disney's probably have a problem with me. But I like that advice, and I certainly do it. So y'all are here tonight, so you don't hear me do a lot of talking, and I don't encourage you to start doing some things. So let me give you a few tips from the old codger here. Startup tips, and oh man, that's a good-looking beachfront, isn't it? Number one, just know right now we can do all the planning we want to do, and I'll encourage you to do a lot of planning and help you do a lot of planning. But the main thing you want to plan for and know is there's going to be a lot of unexpected things come along. And because some of these unexpected things are not good, the better our plan to be ready for those, the better off we're going to be in the long run. I can tell you right now that some of this unexpected stuff is really good news, And if you're set up and you have the savvy to recognize it and take advantage of the unexpected good news, that's a good thing. Number two, build a team around you. Some of you are moving from one career to another. You work in public, you work with teams, you know the importance of teams in public work. Well, it's important in your private business as well. Maybe it's not a team of other employees or associates or paid associates, but you can have a team around you, a team of consultants and teachers and advisors and coaches and mentors. And knowing that you have someone that if you're feeling kind of down or you have a question come up or you just want to bounce an idea off someone, don't try to do this by yourself. You don't have to. And the very minute you add a friend or an advisor or a coach that you can share information with or ask questions, you just up your ante and your value tremendously. So let me tell you, I ran my own business for 19 years without any help. I mean, zero help. Wrong. I ran my business for 19 years after I sold my major business with about 7 really key consultants, virtual assistants, friends, small business center directors. I never felt like I was alone. Prior to that, I had 7 golden managers for different departments of my business for over 50 years, and they helped my business grow and grow and grow, and to the point that it became a fairly large business, and we did really well, and had as many as 2,000 employees through the years. But I didn't do that by myself. I did it with a team. So I know always be encouraging you to, whether you're hiring employees or just bringing associates close to your friends or confidants, it's important to have some people you can trust that you can share with and rely on. I want you to remember that entrepreneurship can be a rough road. It can be hard. You're going to get knocked down a lot. People are going to tell you no 9 times and yes 1 time. But we got to keep getting up. We need that intestinal fortitude to keep getting up. So having a team of people to lean on goes a long way. Things will go wrong from time to time. You can be going on the top of the world and think, hey, man, I've got this mastered, and then all of a sudden you hit a sinkhole, and, man, you're almost out of business. So I'm telling you right now, as the coach that I want to be for you, things will go wrong from time to time, and we have to be prepared to handle things when it gets tough. So just know that's part of it, and be proud of yourself because you know that you're going to be prepared to go there. So I hope you can tell already, I will be assertive because no one is motivated till someone else is assertive in some way. Maybe you have to be assertive to yourself, but motivation is a key ingredient to successful entrepreneurship. So get ready to get on your horse and let's ride. Let's make this thing happen. So will you accept the challenge? Now let's work out over here. Let's work out over here in this chat board. Get your fingers going back and forth. Will you accept the challenge to give this your best shot to make it work? Can you find the endurance to stay in the game? Give me a yes over on the chat board, and I'd like to see 1,000 yeses over here. Because when you type in yes, I want you to be saying to yourself, I'm coming down to the altar, Steve. I'm going to make a commitment to give myself the best chance I can to have a successful business. I know that I can't comprehend all this stuff in each class and lesson, but I'll do the best I can. And I'm looking to help all my other classmates, and I'm certainly going to appreciate the help that they can give me, because that's how we all find the endurance to stay in this game. No doubt about it. Thank you for all those yeses. I want to see a whole lot more. Line them up over here. We'll talk about a continuing assignment called the 40 drill skills. I've been using this for many, many years, and 40 drill skills means it's a list of 40 different topics, suggestions, strategies that serve as skills that you can put in your tool belt. And it is well worth the effort for you to take the handout that's going to be mailed to you, 40 drill skills, and read it carefully each week. Take that, it's a Word file, so you can rewrite it on each one of those skills and say how you will use those skills in your business. Just one or two sentences to paraphrase it, so to speak. That'll qualify you for some advancement. But the 40 drill skills are so important, and we'll go over a few of them each week. So during the course of the course, we'll have them all covered. So let's get started on that. The drill skills. We're going to talk about 1 through 8 tonight. Number 1, a great business plan will help you determine unexpected pitfalls and expenses, and it will tell you what's left. So as we talk about business plan, I want you to think in terms of business plan equals what's left. So what I mean what's left is when we take your estimated expenses and subtract that from your estimated income, that's what's left. Just as simple as that. And we are going to work real hard on helping you put together a business plan, very simple to begin with, that you can grow as you go along the way. So next week, we'll be looking at budgeting and setting your business plan up so that we can learn what's left at the end of the day. Marketing plan, just as important and goes hand in glove with a business plan. One's not much good without the other. And the marketing plan we'll talk about in week 4 is all about talking about how in the world can we see what's next. So what do I mean by that? In entrepreneurship, first of all, when you're getting started, it's really hard to see how you're going to make it to the next week or the next month, where you don't get the money coming in to pay your bills and pay yourself. So what's next? What can I depend on? And the way you do that is you have a structured marketing plan to give you that information. I call it the golden goose plan. I've called it that for years because it just makes sense. We want to get that golden egg, no doubt, that great goose egg come in or make a sale or make a deposit. But more importantly, we want those eggs to keep coming and coming year after year, year after year, for decades, for 60 years. We need it to keep rolling. So we're going to say that our marketing plan needs to develop a business sense that lasts and lasts and lasts, just not for 6 months or for right now, but what's down the road. What's next? Number 3, we're going to make money in our business one way or the other. And each way that we can make money, we're going to call it a marketable profit center. A marketable profit center. How about y'all saying that? Marketable profit center. And there's 3 different types of marketable profit centers. And I want you to have at least five marketable profit centers in your business. If you're planning to have a business where you're just going to do one thing to one group of people, one customer, your business is on shaky ground and will probably go south and fail one day. So I'm going to encourage us to look at understanding and building into our business plan at least one each of the 3 different types of marketable profit centers, and they are a type of way to make money that brings in new customers and increases daily traffic on a regular basis. Because every business needs to be thinking about bringing in new customers. That's why I'm so excited tonight to see so many new folks with us tonight. You are the lifeblood of our future. And we need to bring in daily traffic just to keep the cash flow coming. We also need a type of profit center that encourages repeat business. What are we doing to keep people coming back? And we designed our business in such a way that keeps bringing those customers back. And with these things, when they come back, with merchandise sales or impulse sales or whatever it is, that we're making some higher margins, that we're making some good profit. And because with the first type, bringing in new customers or daily traffic, sometimes we have to cut our margins down really slim to bring those new customers in. The third type of profit center are those that I call big ticket sales. We want to plan to have some big ticket sales, because if we're selling inexpensive items, it's hard to build up enough sales to create some really good large deposits. And we need some large deposits so we can get a percentage, a better percentage, and make some profit money that we can set aside to create a nest egg or a rainy day fund, because we're going to need that. Because remember, there's going to be some surprises come along, and some of them will cost us some money. So we need the big ticket sales for the long-term good of our business, no doubt about it. And while there's 3 different types, we definitely want to have 5 different profit centers to do that. When we do our budgeting next week and our business plan next week, we'll put these, we'll identify these and put them right into a structured plan to help you manage them and see what they're doing for you, no doubt about it. Number 4, on the raving fan customer, RLC. Please go over to the chat board and type in 3 letters, RLC. And remind yourself as you're typing that in, it stands for Raving Fan Customers. Raving Fan Customers. Carol asked, how do you do that if you're selling smaller things? Carol, that is a great question, and I appreciate your answering it. Very seldom can I read the chat as we go along, but we'll stop here. The way you do that if you're selling smaller items is we learn to group, we learn to bundle, we learn to put things together to end up with a bigger package so that we can sell more. And we'll talk about that a whole lot more, so thanks very much for asking. But the Raving Fan customer, we'll talk a lot about them every week. That is the group of people that you have sold to, and they love you. They love you, and they like the way you do business, and they love you so much they go out and tell other people they need to do business with you. They are very valuable. They can be a seriously important ingredient in your sustainability. The Raving Fan customer is your greatest marketing tool, but you know what? They don't happen by themselves. You have to create a Raving Fan customer. You can have regular customers, good customers, loyal customers, but that doesn't mean they'll be Raving Fans. But in week 4 and week 5, I'm going to teach you how to create a Raving Fan customer, and I know it works because it's worked for me for 60 years, it's worked for my company for 60 years, and it's worked for the people who have been in my classes for 60 years. I want to tell you, it works, and you want to know how so you can make it work in your business. How much is this going to cost you? Not 1 red cent. How much is it worth to you? Millions of dollars. So Raving Fan customers have got to be part of what you're learning how to do and learning it well. Number 5, no demand, change the plan. No demand, change the plan. NDCP. We're going to create a business plan. We're going to create a marketing plan. But I'm going to tell you right now, if it doesn't work, we're not going to throw it away. No, because you're going to create plans that you can easily change. So know right now that, yes, we don't do these business plans or these marketing plans, but as you start implementing, because we can't foresee the future like a crystal ball, it needs to be adjustable. We're always going to need to be making adjustments. So no demand, we'll change that plan. Number 6, ABCD, as simple as it gets. ABCD, always be connecting the dots. Say that to yourself. Always be connecting the dots. Type over, if you don't mind, in chat, ABCD. Always be connecting the dots. Now, what in the world am I talking about? Always be connecting the dots. In your mind now, let's think about a circle of dots. And we've arranged them not in a straight line or not in an X in straight lines or angles. We've located these dots in a circle. And that's to help us to remember that our business needs to keep rolling on. Our plan is to have a business that continues. It doesn't start and stop all the time. So as we're connecting the dots, as we're making decisions, as we're making important decisions getting our businesses started, let's be connecting those dots in a circle so that it can roll on. Because if we come up with a decision that's outside of the circle, that's not hooked up with our other decisions in a good way, we're creating a bump in the road. We might be creating a train wreck, but usually a bump in the road. And we don't want bumps in the road. We're going to make the decisions in such a way that our business has a chance to make it. Example, we got to buy a new pickup truck to deliver pine straw bales to someone. And a new pickup truck, if you looked at them, they are really beautiful and they really look good, and they really have a $75,000 to $120,000 price tag on them. And my new business would look great having a sign on that brand new good-looking truck. But you know what? I can buy a used pickup that'll do the same work for $5,500. And so the decision I need to make to fit in this thought is, do I want to create a delivery vehicle that's affordable and will pay for itself? Or do I want to go in debt so I'll have a better looking, pretty pickup truck? My friend, let me tell you, this is an easy one. There are times that you use your common sense and you buy a used truck to make money with instead of a brand new shiny truck that gets you in debt and helps you look good. Let me tell you, you can put a good looking magnetic sign on a used truck. That's connecting the dots in a way to keep your business rolling on. Being mature, thinking about how you're approaching things. One example, and we'll talk about hundreds as we go through. 3 words. 3 major words. By the way. By the way. Say that to yourself. By the way. If you don't mind, type it over in chat. By the way. Because these 3 words, if you're going to get a tattoo tomorrow, this is the 3 words I want you to tattoo in your favorite place, be it public or private. By the way. Why? Because by the way is the password to upsells and cross sales and stacking profits. So, Kara asked about how do you make money if you're selling low cost items. The main way you do that, Kara, is you learn how to say by the way, and you have your profit centers set up. Remember these 5 profit centers? You have profit centers in your business so that you can say, thank you for buying this from me, and by the way, we've also got this. And by the way, we've also got this. It goes right along with what you bought. And you want to buy the way the heck out of your customers to help them complete their sales, but mainly to stack your profits. And customers appreciate you having a rounded out menu of products and services to help them. Now, maybe you're selling a product that has to be delivered. And you might say, we can do this, and by the way, we can deliver it for you. It's also for a certain price. So you get in the mindset to put as many, and by the way, opportunities as you can in your business, because you sell a lot more stuff to the same customers. Therefore, you'll make a lot more profit and increase your cash flow. By the way, very, very important. For 25 years, I had a place down in Del Mar, and I enjoyed going fishing for every weekend. The wind wasn't blowing too bad, and the water was warm enough, the fish were biting. And what I learned after 4 years in the Coast Guard was I could run a boat real well, and I didn't run aground, and I knew all about that. Well, I knew enough about that. But what I didn't know was how to catch fish. And so for about 5 years, I went fishing a lot, but I never really had a great day fishing. I'd pull in at the marina, I had a slip, pull in, the other captains close to me were catching all kinds of fish. And old Steve-O was coming up short. My coolers were never something to be proud of. So one day I said to 5 captains close to who were on the pier with me there, I said, if you guys will come fishing with me, I'll provide the boat, the gas, the beer, the bait, and you can keep the fish. I just want you to go, and I'm just going to watch you guys fish and have fun. And I want you to show me the little things that make a difference. And they did. They were good friends, and they did. They shared with me. They wouldn't share with me their GPS coordinates to tell me exact places they were fishing, but they did show me some things about how to tie knots, how much line to put out, how fast to troll, how to space out your rigs and your depth, your deep diving bait. Showed me a lot of stuff. But you know what? They all agree. We caught a lot of fish, and I learned a lot of stuff. But there was 3 rules that came through that they forced down my throat to say, if you're going to fish in the ocean, you need to follow 3 rules if you're going to catch fish. Rule number 1, you ready? Keep fresh bait in the water. And rule number 2, keep fresh bait in the water. And rule number 3, guess what it is? Keep fresh bait in the water. Because I will assure you, my friend, if you're in the ocean and you got your fresh bait out there spaced properly, you'll catch something. It may not be what you went fishing for, but you'll come back with something to cool. Keep fresh bait in the water. What's that got to do with our business webinar tonight? Because if you want to catch customers, there's 3 important rules that will help you catch customers every day, every time. And that is, number 1, keep sending out fresh promotions. Have continuous promotions going out to your customers in the marketplace. And number 3, send out continuous fresh promotions. It is a discipline. It is not rocket science. It's not something you need a college degree on or a master's or a PhD in marketing. And you just need to be dedicated to staying in touch with your customers and sending them out some good fresh bait. And my friends, if you believe this and believe in it, your business will get started off in a good way. So let's think about this. How do we respond to the challenges that I'm kind of putting in front of you tonight? Are you going to pull back or lean in? Are you pulling back or leaning in? Have you come tonight to kind of get a taste for what's entrepreneurship about? If you are, you've leaned in a little bit. And what I'm asking you to do is lean in full force. Let's get going and lean in and take this stuff seriously and make it happen. There's a lot to know. Things about LLCs, logos, trademarks, taxes, insurances, domain names, and on and on and on. We're going to learn a lot of stuff. So for you to get a good dose of it, you're going to need to lean in, and let me encourage you to come on, let's do it. The word shrewd, I love to bring it up, in shrewdness, as in smart. You are going to be shrewd, and you're going to be smart, and you're going to be sharp. You're going to achieve the practical cleverness and judgment to be successful. You know that 5 out of 8 businesses that get started don't make it. If they do make it, they don't make it at least for a year or 2. Only a few make it and keep on going for the long haul. And that's where I want you to be. I want all of you to make it for the long haul. I want all of you to have a business that serves you and your families well, and someday you are able to sell it or retire from it and transition out of it and be very, very pleased with the results. But that only happens if you plan for it, and that only happens if you become that clever person with shrewdness to make it happen. Entrepreneurship means dealing with competition. It means knowing things that they don't, and the skills that no one else will tell you. Joy Wynn has hired me to share with you during the next few weeks. And I don't tell you stuff no one else will share with you, because that's what you pay me to do. I don't tell you stuff that I learned through 60-some years of ground French warfares with fierce competitors. And by golly, I'm looking forward to sharing with you and watching you take it to grow your business even better. I wrote 5 books several years ago. They're on Amazon. You can order one if you'd like. They're very inexpensive. But the one we're going to focus on tonight is 24 things you must know when starting a business. And this class is going to basically be derived from the manuscript of that book. So this is one you don't really have to buy. Of course, I'd appreciate it if you would, but we're going to use that manuscript tonight, chapter by chapter, and go through it to make our points. If you were going to a $500 an hour business coach to help you get your business started, they're going to start out just like I'm going to start out, just like I do start out. But they're going to ask you some questions. But the questions really are not necessarily for them to learn about you. it's a lot for you to learn about yourself as you're getting ready to start the business. And one of the first questions is, will you be personally active in the business? Do you want to have a business that you're going to be into it, hands into it, getting dirty, sweating, pushing a shoulder to the wheel? Or do you just want to buy a business and hire people to do all the work? That's an important question for you to ask yourself. Number two, is this going to be a full-time or a part-time adventure for you? It's going to make a lot of difference in the way we do our business plan and our marketing plan and just what your expectations are. Again, each one of you will have different expectations. 3 different ways you can start a business and run one: at home, mobile, internet business, a bricks and mortar storefront business where customers come, or maybe some type of combination that includes all of them. What's the business that you're planning to do? How's that going to be set up? Because each one of these different ways of running your business will require different ingredients in that business plan. So give that some thought. Of course, the most inexpensive way to get started is just to have a home-based business, and then you go up from there. When do you want to actually start doing business with customers? When do you want to start taking in money, advertising, marketing? Say, my business is open. I'm here to serve. I'm ready to go. When is that date? And if you're just getting started, it's okay for that date to be 6 months from now. Matter of fact, if you're just getting started, it'll take you at least 6 months to get things lined up. However, maybe you're just thinking about it and it may be 6 years down the road. I personally don't care, but I want you to care and know, because whatever the date is, I want you to have a plan to get there. And next week, we're going to give you a plan. We're going to start a plan with 6 months, but you'll be able to take that and space it out to suit your particular needs. When you decide that you're going to have a plan and start putting some dates on things that you're going to make happen, let me assure you that's the first step to do in connecting those dots in a circle. That's one of the most important first dots that you'll do. So here's a requirement. We're not going to be able to do that business plan unless you come up with a menu of your marketable profit centers. What are the different items you're going to offer to the public to buy from you? Service or sales or products? Services or products, either or maybe some other type of way of making money. You need to write down a menu and list them down. And remember now, I'm encouraging you to have a menu of at least 5 different ways that you'll make money, or with 5 different types of customers that you will serve. And let me throw in right now something that you hadn't thought about, but I'm going to give it to you right now. You might be saying, I can't think of 5 different ways I can take this item. Well, let me share with you. Seasonal marketing, holiday marketing is a huge, huge factor in entrepreneurship. So let's plant this seed. You want to have a plan for each seasonal marketing opportunity. You'll look at July the 4th, Labor Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Think about all those different holidays, all those different seasons, Mother's Day, Easter. How can you take your business and take advantage of seasonal marketing? This is a very valuable tip for you, and it helps a lot of entrepreneurs realize that you do have a lot that you can market and a lot of ways that you can approach different customers. So next week when we're doing our profit centers, it's going to be really important that you have a menu. Also, to graduate with the Academy, as I mentioned earlier, that's one of the requirements, is you give me a list and give to the class that we share and talk about your 5 different profit centers and how you're going to make it work. So now, so personal, and this is questions that you'll ask yourself. Is your present credit score, is your reputation, credit reputation in the business community, is it sufficient now that lenders and bankers will look forward talking to you? Or is it maybe needs some adjustments? You need to bump it up a little bit. Let me tell you that the higher your credit score, the lower your interest rates are going to be. The higher your credit score and reputation, the easier it's going to be for you to get a loan and also to get really good qualified vendors that want to do business with you. So think about that very carefully. If you want me to send to you, email to you a study guide to help you with some good tips on how to start right away increasing your credit score, I'll be glad to share that with you. Just mention it in an email or over in chat. If enough people mention it in chat, I'll just send it to everybody. Mission, vision, and promise statement. I have mentioned this now for 19 years, but it was only 4 or 5 years ago that I actually did what I was preaching, and that was created mission, vision, and promise statements for my various businesses. And my friends, let me tell you right now, it was a red letter day for me and for all my enterprises, because putting in words what you plan to do and be and serve says to the world that you are committed to being a good business person. It says to all your potential customers down the road, hey, here I am. I'm just a single person, but I've got values, and I'm determined to do business the right way. And so few people are doing that in business today that when you do it, those customers that care about those factors will be drawn to you and more likely to want to do business with you. Yeah, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to do everything I can to encourage you and motivate you to create your own mission, vision, and promise statements and share it with me and the world and with your customers. And you will feel so good about it. It will make such a difference in helping you move forward with the path, the direction, and how you want to run your business. So I sent to you a handout that speaks to this and gives you some good pointers and good examples of how to do that. And you can look at other people's mission, vision, and promise statements. You can copy what they've done. You can change them anytime you want to. We're always going to be connecting the dots, so please consider doing that. Your list of core values of your company, what you really believe in to the core. What does the mission, vision, and promise statement say? It says what the company's going to do for the community, what you're going to do for your customers, and for your employees, and basically what your goals and standards are. You can get a lot of information looking at a company's mission, vision, and promise statements. That's why I want to do it. I've done it for the Academy. Take the time, and I'll send you an email to give you time to read these with these different types of statements. It lays it out and gives you good examples. You're welcome to use any of these terms that I've used. It's perfectly okay for you to adopt the ones that I like. If you like them, fine. If you believe them, there's nothing here that's going to be wrong with your business. So be ready to do that. You can do a pledge if you'd like. So as I mentioned earlier, surround yourself with a team of people you can trust. Find a mentor, a coach, an advisor, a counselor. If you know folks that have done business before, I was speaking with one of you earlier, we already have a mutual friend that will be a great coach for you. That's very, very important to help you move forward, so I'm looking forward to that. Find the people you can count on that have some sense. And in this world, there's an abundance of advice out there. There's advice coming from people who just like to hear themselves talk. And then there's advice for people who understand that we've got one mouth and two ears because we really ought to do twice as much listening as we do talking. Now, I know what a crazy statement that is with someone that makes a living talking, but I do a lot of listening too. I'll do 2 hours worth of talking and 60 hours worth of listening. So find someone that does listen, has some good knowledge about doing business, the business you're in or the business in general. That's the people you want to confide in. That's the people you want to draw out good information from. Be willing to be a team player with your advisors, no doubt. So you're getting ready now to lay down a foundation to get your business started. And that foundation is very, very important. And I like to say to you that tonight, as you are getting started, let's put down a foundation that will last. And one of the most important building blocks will you be determined to be diversified with your products and your services and your target groups. If you don't have a meaningful business that can grow and grow and stay in business, there needs to be some diversification there since you can spread your risk out and grow your business into something meaningful. And your foundation needs to be built on your positive attitude, your determination, and a lot of energy. As I'm encouraging you to start a new business, that means you're going to be using time and determination and energy and money that now you're using somewhere else. So setting priorities is going to become a very, very part of your foundation building. Goals now. You're starting your business, and I want you to go ahead and establish and to know what your expectations are. What's going to satisfy you your first year in business? With your personal income related to the business, how is it going to be affected? What is your target amount of money to end up with additional personal income? Have you thought about that yet? Well, I'm asking you to do it now because next week when we do budgeting and business planning, remember that what's left that I mentioned? What's left? Well, that what's left is your goal. We want to build a business plan that helps you achieve your goal. And that's why we're going to list down these different profit centers and how much money they have a chance to bring in, what your expenses are taken away, so that we can see what's left and how close that is, not only to your business goal and revenues, but also what it is for your personal revenue goals. We're not going to get all this done in one lesson. I know that. So next week, the first thing we're going to do is talk about a business planner. We're given a calendar with different mileposts with different dates. So you'll feel really good that you're on a good plan. One day at a time, you're getting there, and things are going to get better provided you go along with this plan. So next week is very important, and I'll send you lots of information to help you get there. Foundation building, let's start small. No reason to go out here and get in big debt, overload ourselves in problems and stress. And we're going to stick our toes in the water one toe at a time, one ankle at a time. We're going to go into it real slow. Oh, Steve is not going to encourage you to go too fast. I've seen that get people in trouble, and there's no reason to do it. If you've done your homework and you've done previous work and you're ready to move forward quicker, that's fine. I'll be right on board with you. But my plan is going to be taking it one step at a time, and I think you'll enjoy that. Let me take a 2-minute break here and go turn my air conditioner on. The heat's building up in here, and I need to get some air. Be right back. Need a little air. We all want to be legal. And being legal can have a lot of meanings to it. So first of all, we're going to talk about being legal as to whether or not you're a corporation or not, or where you stand with your taxes, or where you stand with government. So there are a lot of different ways to do business. So let's talk about incorporating. It's not necessary for you to get all excited and jump around thinking about, well, I got to be incorporated, I got to get my LLC, I got to do this, got to see the lawyer, got to do that. If you're just getting started, if you're just now moving in the direction of being in business, and really you're kind of treating it more like a hobby than a business, it's fine. That's fine. Because you can operate as a sole proprietor, be legal tax-wise, provided you're reporting income and expenses. So first of all, let me say to you, don't be in too big a hurry to become incorporated, because you can operate as a sole proprietor. But what you do want to be in a hurry about is to think about this. Start now keeping a list, keeping a ledger on the money that you're spending for your business. Because as you buy equipment, as you do this, as you get ready and do that, as you make a trip for a class that you're taking, or spend some money for some research material, hire someone you're going to talk to, an accountant, a lawyer, such as that, you want to keep up. Itemize the date and the expenses that you're spending on getting your business started. That is a business expense. And the amount of taxes that you're going to owe will be what's left. You'll pay taxes on the money that's left from your income after you deduct your expenses. And pretty much always, that's always in the first year or so of a small company getting started, your expenses are going to add up faster than your income does. And therefore, there's a place on the sole proprietor income reporting, your 1040 for sole proprietor, where you list your business expenses and your income, and you can make some money, but your expenses will come off of that, and therefore you're not going to really hurt yourself tax-wise. Now, once indeed you start big-time advertising, start bringing in a pretty significant amount of money, more than $10,000 or so, start having some exposure to the public that people might sue you for one reason or another, then you do want to be incorporated to protect your personal assets. 99% of the time in today's world, when people get incorporated, starting a small business, they're doing it as an LLC, limited liability company. And that's probably where you'll end up doing. And that will come sooner than later. And it's not a big process to do. One of the handouts that I'm sending to you includes a video of how to start an LLC in North Carolina. This gives you lots of good information to get you into it. Some of you may have already started that. And as you're communicating with me, let me know at what level you're at in your progress as far as getting your business started. Is it a complicated, hard thing to do? It is not. Will it cost you a lot of money? It will not. So don't worry about that. It will just be a natural thing that you're getting used to. Just like you'll learn how to fill out your tax forms, make the payments on time, set up a set of books. It can happen very well, and we'll talk about different things you want to know about. So keep your records up, because here's the good news. The money that you're investing to get your business started is a business loan. You're loaning that money to your company. And then once the company gets up and running and starts making some money and can put aside some money, it can pay you back. Yeah, the company can pay you back that loan, and it comes back to you tax-free. So it's tax-free to you, and it's a tax write-off for the company. That's a good thing to know. So start right now keeping up with it. Let's say you don't buy a truck, or you're buying a tractor, or you're buying some special tools, or you're buying some special furniture or filing cabinets for your business. Keep a list of all that. It's very, very important. Someday it's going to be money coming back in your pocket. Now, the rest of that story is the company also is going to owe you interest on that money that you've loaned it to get started. And it can pay you interest at whatever a reasonable rate that you determine is. That interest money that comes to you will be taxable. But it's money coming back to you from your company that is a write-off for the company. So it's good to know that. But we don't stay legal. We're also going to stay legal with city and county government, with zoning issues, with fire department issues, with advertising issues. There's a lot of different ways to be legal that we don't have to contend with. The best advice I can give you on that, to avoid fines and redoing stuff and tearing down and rebuilding because you didn't stay with the codes, do your homework first. do your homework first. And the LLC has certain guidelines, which we share with you in the handouts. Your lawyer, your accountant can help you with, or you really don't need them to get an LLC started. A lot of people do it themselves. So you're going to be faced with making some tough decisions. Some of them will turn out good, some of them bad. Listen to me. Some of them don't turn out good, some of them don't turn out bad. After 60 years in business, I can tell you, you'll make some boners sometime. It's okay. You're doing the best you can. Know that you've got to give yourself enough leeway to make some mistakes, but learn from them. Learn from your mistakes. Become wise, and try real hard not to do it again. Just like in normal life, we have to move on and keep it going. One of the most important things you'll be challenged with was learning how to set priorities. That's easy to say just in normal life, but when we add entrepreneurship to setting priorities, it gets more complicated. Every day, if you're a business person, if you've got a business to push forward and to run and to keep in business, every day you're going to need to think about each morning what needs to be done today first that's for the good of my business. And this is a new process of thinking that you hadn't done before. How to manage time and people, get the most out of a day, to get used to doing that. So setting priorities is a big deal. Learning how to delegate, to get other people to do things for you, whether you're paying them or not. Delegating is important. So listen, each one of y'all, we've got a great crowd here tonight. I already know that y'all are busy people. Your days are already full. So for old Steve-O to sit here and say, you need to do this and you need to do that, I know that somebody's got to divide some time up and do some things new that you're not doing now. So the priorities have to be set for you to divide your time to make this happen. This new business isn't going to work and get started by itself. The good news is, as far as complying with local laws, that every incorporated town in the state now has a website. And those websites include the local ordinances and people to be in touch with in the towns about where you need to go and what you need to do. Listen carefully now. Pretty much every town is looking forward to new businesses. And every town manager, every town clerk, every town mayor is looking forward to you calling them and saying, I'm thinking about starting a new business in this town. Who do I need to talk to about the different things to get started? They will welcome that phone call. You can look forward to being treated like a hero when you say to someone, I'm starting a new business in this town or this county. Each county is set up, and each town is set up to take your calls and help you. We're very lucky with having the town governments ready to do that. Every county is ready to help you. The state of North Carolina Department of Revenue has a division set up for entrepreneurship, as does the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State's office, this is Elaine Marshall, Secretary of State of North Carolina for a long time. And I'll put a plug in here. She's a good friend, and I knew her when she graduated from Campbell University and got into politics. Elaine Marshall is a great Secretary of State and has been reelected time after time after time, has a super department set up to help entrepreneurs. So don't hesitate going for that. The first place that you'll meet the Secretary of State's office is when you're naming your business, because they'll give you the help you need to see if your business name has already been taken or not, and to help you reserve your business name. One of the early things that will come into play for you in your business, when you start separating your business money from your personal money, you're going to go to the bank and say, I want to set up a business checking account. I want to set up a business money market account. And I want to set up a business credit card. And the bankers will hand you a form to fill out and start asking you questions. And the first questions they ask you after you get past your company name, which you just got from the Secretary of State approval, is what is your EIN number, your employee identification number. So let's talk about that. When you were born, you were given a Social Security number, and that stays with you all of our lives. When you're birthed in a new business, you'll get an EIN number, which will stay with your business all of its life. So this number that you'll get, it will be very important to you because it's going to identify you institutionally to the government and to the rest of the world that you do business with. My EIN number, 5606862221. You will use it so much you'll memorize it very easily. So you got to get this. And does it cost money? No. To get your EIN number, first of all, you need your legal business name that you've recorded with the Secretary of State. And then you go to the IRS website. And over on the left-hand side in the menu will be, and click here to get your EIN number. You just go right there and click and go through the process. And in 15 minutes, you'll have your EIN number. No charge. Word of caution. When you click on that place that says EIN number, there'll be a pop-up that comes up. Do you want help? Do you want assistance? Click here. Well, that is a scam. That is fraud. There's always companies that are just waiting for you to click there, and they'll charge you $300 to $500 to get your EIN number from the Treasury Department. Well, you could have done it yourself. So don't click on that. Don't do what I did. Don't click on it, because they're going to charge your credit card to do what you can do for nothing. I learned that the hard way, and then I went back to American Express and got them to give me money back. So just go ahead and do it yourself. It won't take but a few minutes. Now, you don't need to have products. If you're selling products where your sales taxes are involved, you don't need to have some sales tax information. If you're reselling or selling to other people that's going to resell, you don't have some business to do with the North Carolina Department of Revenue. From here on out, we will refer to the North Carolina Department of Revenue as NCDOR. That's what they call themselves. They have local offices and they have a state office. The good news is they welcome calls from entrepreneurs. They will do all they can to help you get started. The rest of the good news is they offer webinars and seminars at these small business centers and online. The rest of the story is every small business center in the state, those directors know who the local regional DOR people are, that they can help you get information or set up a meeting or such as that. This is a good thing. In North Carolina, we are very, very fortunate to have a Department of Revenue that is entrepreneur friendly to the nth degree. So that's good news for all of us. You'll need to think about your business permit, your business license, your privilege license, business registration. Those are generally done locally, very easy to do. You just go to the website and it'll tell you who and where to talk to and to make it happen. It's a lot to talk about, but it's a simple form. This is my business registration from the city of Dunn. And I've got about 60 of these over here on the wall. You can wallpaper a room with them. So it's just a simple form where you get a number. Well, what does that do for you? Number one, it makes you legal to operate in the town. Number two, it lets the fire department know where you are and what type of storage facilities you have. Number three, it lets everyone know the type of advertising you're doing and if you're within the different codes. When you're setting up a business, a bricks and mortar business, there's some areas that you can't operate and some that you can. That's why it's so important for you to know about the different codes and talk with someone before you go rent or build or buy a piece of property to run your business, because if it's not zoned right, you're not going to be able to do it. So be smart enough to do your homework in advance, get your registration, and talk with the people. Now, if you're one of those people that love to read, and learn all you possibly can, so you're the most informed person in the whole world, there's a website to go to that talks about all these different things in more and more depth. And that's right at the North Carolina Small Business Center.net website. Go to the resources page. If you're one of those that love to read, that resources page doesn't have anything that will hurt you, and lots of stuff that will help you, and lots of stuff that bored the heck out of me. So good luck with it. If it's what you want to do, it's there for you. Where are you going to operate this business? At home, office, bricks and mortar? Go ahead and decide, or maybe all the above, because next week we're going to need to know. No demand, change the plan. So I got to ask you, what you're selling, can you sell it? Do you know how to sell? Do you know if it will meet the market? Do you have experience selling? And will they buy it? How much will buy it? Who are they and where are they? And how can I reach them? These are the basic fundamental questions that we always have to ask ourselves when we're talking about marketing. Now, right now, I have to ask you, this thing you're thinking about doing, I know it's great, and I know you love it, and I know it's the best thing in the world that you've ever seen. But the question is, no matter how much you love it, are there enough people out there that want to buy it, that want to pay money for it? And how much can you charge for it? And are these people close by, or you don't have to go nationwide to get the business that you want? So what you're thinking about is the concept, the scale that you're going to need to operate in your marketing campaign. In week 3 and 4, that's going to be real important that we have these answers. Remember that we want many diversified marketable profit centers. We want the type 1. Remember what the type 1 is? That's bringing in new customers and promotes daily traffic. You're never going to get away from these different types. So just settle in and know this is part of what we're going to be talking about week after week, because it's cash flow. Type 1 is new customers and daily traffic. A good example is the convenience store. Their type 1 profit centers are gasoline, because if they change the price $1 or 1 penny, it makes a difference in whether their business is great or not great that day. Now, we can say that this slide was taken last year sometime at $2.09 per gallon. A lot different now, right? So the price of the individual gallon at each convenience store has everything to do with their cash flow because of their walk-in business and new business that comes into them. The other thing that makes a big difference is the lottery sales. When that lottery jackpot goes up, traffic goes up. So that's why the convenience stores are big into the lottery and gas business. Those are probably their 2 least profitable parts of their business and most risk as far as gasoline. But they do it because it brings customers into the store. How about fast foods? Their big deal in bringing new customers in is that $5 meal. Every one of them, every fast food business has a $5 meal opportunity for people to bring them in. The profit center number 2 wants to repeat business. It wants to do merchandising, and it wants to have things that are there for higher margins. All of us need profit centers number 2. So we went into the $5 fast food business to get a $5 meal. But the average meal going out is $8 to $9 to $10. So what happened to that $5? Well, profit center number 2 came in because the fast food businesses know that if they can get you in there looking for a $5 meal, that you're going to upsize and add things to it so that you'll actually walk out spending $10 or $12 instead of $5. That's part of the plan. That's part of what we need to do. It's just marketing. It's the way you bring customers in. At the convenience store where you went to buy that cheapest gallon of gas, while you were there waiting, you did the merchandiser racks and picked up items, impulse items, and this is where they make their best money. They make huge percentages of the profit on the items that you pick up while you were waiting to buy that cheap gallon of gas. We want to have our upsell items. This is the by the way items that you're going to have in your business. at the car and truck dealerships, and they got all those really expensive trucks and cars outside, but they really make their best money on the parts and accessories and service businesses. That's where the best monies are made, in used cars. Every business that makes it big and makes it for the long haul knows how to diversify these profit centers. Big ticket sales, as we said earlier, help you put some real money in the bank. And answer your questions, how do you get the big ticket sales if you're not selling expensive items, is we learn to bundle and package and do upsells and buying away sales so that we end up making our lower price items in a bundle become a big ticket sale, so we have some meaningful deposits. My question to you is, would you rather make a deposit for $5 or for $5,000? Well, we all know we want to make the $5,000 deposits because we'll smile when we make that deposit. And we'll have a better chance of making some extra profitability that we can set aside for our savings plan, for our rainy day plans. If you go to Smithfield Chicken and Barbecue, which I love, they've got a $5 meal, but they've also got a $400 meal. Their tailgate packages do exactly what I was talking about. They bundle their items so that they can end up with a big ticket deal and better satisfy their customers. That's the key. The bundling is not about just being more profitable from you as a business person, but it's offering your customers a more complete package of products. So let's take the lead from Smithfield and figure out how we can bundle our products to do a better deal. So how do I do that? Example is, when I offer the directors of the small business centers a plan to do webinars and seminars, I offer them to do a one at a time, or I offer them to do them 8 or 10 at a time. And so if I can bundle them, I can get some bigger ticket items, some better contracts. You can do the same thing with your products and services. My friend, let me tell you that you're not going to be able to do this alone and have a larger business, a meaningful business. Maybe you're not going to have to hire a bunch of employees. I don't hire a lot of people, but I've got a meaningful business. But we have to learn how to delegate, and we have to hire people to help us, whether it's associates or consultants. And we need to figure out a way to put supporting staff and organizations around us. That'll be what we have to learn. That'll be what we learn from each other, a lot of that. So just know that's part of it. If you were thinking that I don't do this all by myself and just by myself, maybe that will happen. But I'll tell you now, it will probably be at a smaller scale. You know, whether it's selling books or videos or whatever, maybe you're going to be the creator, but you're going to need some people to help you with the fine tuning. Just know that's going to be part of it, and welcome it, because otherwise you're going to try to do it all yourself, and it may take you years and years to get there, where if you get a little bit of help, you can move forward faster. Now, a reality check. Next week, we're going to talk about budgeting and put together a business plan, and part of that's going to be how we're going to get these startup costs, how we're going to estimate what they are. What's it going to cost us to get started? What's the dollar cost? So go ahead and start making your list of all the things you think that you're going to have to do, spend money on, and to get your business started. And let me just say to you right now, that list will be changed a lot and probably increased a lot, typically 2 or 3 times increased. But come on, go ahead and come up with a number. List what it's for. Write it down. So we've already a business plan, and let's talk about that. And then where's that money going to come from? Do you already have it? Are you going to need to start out slowly with your business income to start creating and pay as you go? Or you plan on borrowing money from somewhere? Every business is a little bit different. And we'll talk about in week 4 how to fund your business, different ways to get funding and get started money-wise. I can tell you right now that most places, maybe you're really afraid of that. It's going to cost you a lot more than you were planning on. But there could be some really good news there when we get into it. And if you'll share with me the type of business you're doing and what you're looking at your startup costs are and what your plan is, I'll be glad to look at that with you and give you some advice. This extra time that I spend, weeks, sometimes it's 50, 60 hours, there's no charge to you for that. I'm glad to do it. If I run out of time, I'll just run out of time, but I won't give up. I'll keep working on it for you. I'll share, if you allow me, I'll share some information with the Small Business Center director, and they may have some ideas to help you as well. But everything can be totally confidential. Go by that. I do have to share stuff with the directors who sponsor the program, and that makes sense, unless you tell me you want to keep this totally private, and then in that case, that's the way it'll be. So your startup investments need to be listed down. That's one of the things that there's no compromise on. And I know that every business will be different. But if you don't borrow money at the bank, there's some special things that have to happen. Banks usually don't want to loan money to a brand new business. Why? Because brand new business typically don't stay in business long before they go out. So if you're coming in looking for a long-term loan for a business that's probably not going to make it for the long term, the banker is not going to be real happy. So you have to prove to them that you deserve special consideration. The way you do that is you need roots in the community. You need to show that you've been paying your taxes for at least 3 years. And you can prove that. You need a decent credit score and business rating. You need to show that you have borrowed money before and paid it back. And sometimes with young folks, that's really hard to do. Now, maybe you can make a down payment. They really like to see people make down payments. When you do that, that means you're willing to invest in your business instead of just asking them to do it. And then you want to prove to them that you've got some experience in running this business, or some experience in getting the information that you need to run this business, like attending our classes and seminars. You want to show extreme energy, excitement about making the business go forward. And then you want to have a good list of personal and business references as you can. All that being said, lastly, you're going to want to present them a business plan. And that business plan doesn't have to be sophisticated. The one we're going to give you next week will suffice at this point in time, but it's necessary, okay? A little fun here. You ever heard the term big kahuna? The big kahuna in the Polynesian world is the chief or the queen, someone that's the head of the tribe. The big kahuna is the one that knows all there is to know, has been there forever, has the power. In business, the big kahuna is the one that's on top of the game. They do what they do best. They win awards. They excel at every other place. They do it really good. And in every business, the businesses that you're thinking about getting started in, there are some big kahunas. Now, my friend, let me tell you, there's no reason in the world for any of us to try to reinvent the wheel when we got big kahunas out there that have for years done it right, have great businesses and stayed in business a long time. And we can read and study and copy them and use their ideas for our benefit. That's a good thing to do. I want you to want to be the big kahuna. You know, you should know who the big kahunas are. That's going to be your competitors in the type of business you're in. And right now, just say, hey, that's great. I'm proud of them. I want to be them. I want to do that. Now, I have been, little Steve over here, in my business has been the big kahuna and a number of different items for a long time. And I'm in the tractor business, in the combine business, in the forklift business, in the hay baling business. My businesses have led sales numbers in our industry and in our area for 50 years. But the thing about being a big kahuna is you're not going to stay on top. If you do, it's a miracle. Because once you become the big kahuna, other people are going to be trying to take that business away from you, and they eventually will. And that's okay, because you know it. If you know it's going to happen, you're always 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of them, becoming the big kahuna on something else. That's the way it works. And I've done that. I've done that for a lot of years. Right now, I don't know that I'm the big kahuna in anything, but I'm probably the oldest rep in the bar giving webinars and the oldest experienced salesman in the tractor business that's still operating online in North Carolina anyway. We're east of the Mississippi River. So experience and customer base and a moral compass has a lot to help you become the big kahuna. So I'll challenge you right now. Find the people that are doing what you want to do best and start taking ideas from them and seeing how you can use their good works to help your business grow and go. Be the big kahuna. Outsmart your competition, outlast your competition. Surround yourself with good advisors and good mentors and making that work. Now let's talk about the competition. They're out there, plenty of them, but I want to tell you there's plenty of business for everybody. And your competition is going to work and they're going to keep doing their business. And I want you to love them. I want you to go to church with them, sit beside them, go out to dinner with them. But I also want you to outwork them, to outbrand them, to outthink them, to out-guerrilla market them, to out offer better values, and to outlast them. The way that you will become the big kahuna is outlasting the competition. If you do the little things right, year after year, they will fall off the vine for one reason or another. In the tractor business in Little Dunn, North Carolina, at one point in time, we remained in business with the John Deere dealership. Only 2 of us left. We had outlasted 27 other dealerships during the 50-some years we've been in business. Come and go. No Carver equipment, just hung right in there. So it was Carver equipment with Kubota and John Deere. John Deere had changed hands 6 times during that same time. How did we make it? By following the basic rules that I'm sharing with y'all. Outlast the competition. And that means doing things structurally by a certain set of rules and staying with it and being careful. Part of that is being willing to take risk. But you need to have your good savvy and a good basis before you do that. But the most dangerous threat, my friend, that you will face, that any of us will face, is fighting distractions. All these things we talk about tonight and we'll continue to talk about for the next 7 weeks are new things that have to be done that you're not doing now, things that you'll change. And that's not going to happen unless you change your routines. And the distractions in your life are already keeping you from doing things you want to do. Maybe you've got 3 kids. Maybe you're the primary caretaker for your mom or your dad or your uncle. Maybe you're already working 2 or 3 jobs and commuting 200 miles a day. I know that with all the folks we have with us tonight, everyone has a different story, very meaningful and very serious. But my story is we got to fight those distractions and keep our priorities in front of us if we're going to make progress. If we don't make progress, we're not going to get that new business started. We're not going to grow that business. So we have to be determined to fight some distractions. And all that is about setting priorities. We have to change our priorities and make that work. We'll talk a lot about that as we go along. So I'm just giving you a heads up. You can see how complicated and how many different factors there are in becoming a successful entrepreneur. And I'm laying it out for you. It's not an easy ride, but we can all do it. Millions and millions of people have done it and done it very successfully. And we'll share with you all the tips that we can to help you get there. Rule of thumb, and this will clarify a lot of questions you might have. Your business and my business cannot be all things to all people. We're not Walmart. We're not Food Line. We're not some great big worldwide retailer. We're not Amazon. Our business cannot be all things to all people. But the key is to our business will be sustainable if we're everything to some people. Say that to yourself. My business will last if I'm everything to some people. Yes, That's our goal. And those some people will become your raving fan customers. Those some people will be the people that you're sending continuous marketing and brochures and information to every so often. That fresh bait in the water goes to those some people. And we'll have a database for those some people so we can stay in touch with them. And we'll have a golden goose marketing plan that shows us how to use that database to keep them coming back day after day, month after month, year after year. That's sustainability. That's what we want to do. We need to reach out to niche markets, to recognize them, to know who the low-hanging fruit is, the people we can reach easily and quickly. And we must learn how to follow up after every sale. We must learn how to follow up after every sale. So next week, I'm going to ask you to name your business. And again, you can use the Secretary of State's website to see that this business name that you want to use has not been taken by somebody else. And the importance of DBAs. A DBA means doing business as. It's like an alias. And you can name your business or name your products one thing, but you can call them many other names. And that is so important marketing. By using DBAs, we can triple and quadruple the number of customers that you'll have on the same product. That's a big statement, isn't it? But I'll teach you how to do it. It's worked for me and it'll work for you. DBAs are really important. Do you need a business plan? Yes. Do you need a business plan to go to the bank and borrow money? At the end of the day, you will. But the main reason you want a business plan is that you, in your mind and in your mindset, has a roadmap to how you're going to get to where you want to get. And it's going to start out with a 6-month planner and then go from there. It's going to start out with a budget where you list down the different profit centers and estimate how much income they can bring in versus how much the expenses are going to be. So you'll see what's left to pay the other bills. Business plan is critical. And I'll hold your hand. We'll make it through that. Next week, look forward to getting your sample starter plan. I'll send that to you. So I'm going to tell you something now, one of the keys to sustainability. You want to avoid unplanned discounts. I'll say to you, I don't want you to give any discounts. And the rest of the sentence is that you didn't plan to give. Because when we're pricing our products, in week 3, when I'm talking about pricing, how to price your products, we don't need to price our products and our services that gives us the margins we need to be sustainable in business, to pay our bills, to pay our sales. But also, we don't need to have those prices high enough that we can negotiate and bargain and discount a little bit to satisfy the 3 different customer buying groups. There's 3 different groups of customers buying out here. There's that customer that is cheap, cheap, cheap. Walmart, Walmart, Walmart. They don't care whether you make 1 penny or not. They are all about saving the almighty dollar. Wherever the cheapest deal is, that's where they're going to buy. Okay? Just know they're out there. You may be one of those. And then there's that customer who is reasonably sound. They got money to spend. They don't want to waste any money, but they want good values. They recognize that better products and service cost more money. And they want the people they do business with to make money and stay in business. Wonderful group of people. The third buying group are those who want to buy the most expensive thing in the market. They buy the most expensive pickup. They buy the most expensive car, boat, beach house, food, steakhouse visit. They don't mind spending money. They got it to spend. They work hard for it. They like to give expensive gifts. Therefore, when they come to you buying your product, whatever you price it at, they'll probably just pay you for it and be happy. If you have priced your products high enough to satisfy all 3 customer situations, you're sustainable. If you didn't have this under consideration, then you're losing money and losing business every day. This is a valuable piece of strategy. Believe me, we want all the business. We want all three groups' businesses, and we want to see how to make it happen for you. I'll show you how to do that. In our pricing webinar in week 3, you'll get a full dose of how to make that happen for yourself. And in week 7 and 8, when we're talking about negotiating and forecasting and bargaining, I'll give you just the basic personal skills, how to put it into play. So wrapping her up, the Academy of Entrepreneurs and Associates, my baby, I founded, and all the people that have subscribed to it through the years, now thousands, we believe in principles before profit. We think that taking the high road helps folks in need. We're willing to help folks. We know that when we're being the best person that we can be and holding on to a moral compass, that's the right thing to do in life. We want to build a legacy of trustworthiness, discretion, wisdom, and holding the highest ethical standards and modeling. And we do that by putting our principles before our profits. That's what I want to teach. That's what I hope that you're after too. I want your family and acquaintances in your community to be so very proud to know and be grateful that you passed their way as a business person. That's what we'll strive for. All the other stuff kind of comes in the second, because when you're adhering to these principles and this moral compass, your raving fan customers will find you and stay with you and support you and let you make a few mistakes. It also lets you make some money. When your legacy comes through, will it be that as a giver or a taker? What has your life been about? What has your life been about in business? Are you one that's giving and sharing and trying to help people move forward with training and active in the community, in your church, in the schools, in the Chamber of Commerce? Are you out there being a good citizen? That's a giver. And a taker is someone that's taking advantage of everybody on every deal. I want us to be givers. I want us to make it for the long haul. And at the end of the day, those of us that affiliate with this Academy of Entrepreneurs and Associates are proud of each other and our devotion to mutual helpfulness. So last chapter, I like to call it endurance, and I picked this up from Pastor Jason Williams at the Foundation Church in Elizabethtown. We have to have endurance to finish strong. We're just getting started tonight, but we want to finish strong, and endurance is the key. We need the endurance to pace ourselves, to pace yourself. Be determined to keep moving forward, but do it at a pace that you feel comfortable with. I'll encourage you. I'll try to motivate you, but know right now I'm not trying to push you any faster than you want to go. But that next step is in front of you. I'll try to move those toes forward if I can. Endurance to humble yourself. Recognize the fact that, yeah, you're a smart cookie. Yeah, you're intelligent. Yeah, you got a lot of experience. Yeah, you got a doctorate, a PhD, or a master's associate, or 50 years of experience. But my friends, humble yourself and know that we've got a lot to learn, because things are changing every day. New things are happening. If you don't believe that, just look at AI and how much changing things are doing. Just look at what tariffs did to small businesses. We have to humble ourselves to the point to say, let me open my brain and learn stuff. I can learn. I'm looking forward to it. I know that the knowledge I bring in will help me be a better business person. Find your inspiration. Find a way to charge your batteries. Know that you've got confidence and you feel good about yourself and you got energy and enthusiasm and charisma. But yes, we need inspiration, because we have to keep those batteries charged and stay at the right pace that we're doing it with our inspiration. So whether you find your inspiration in music or religion or studying or meditation or yoga or reading or talking with a good friend or in prayer, I'll say to you right now, and I'll say it often, I am a Christian. I am a sinner, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I hope to make my life more like His. I do that every day, and when I have a quiet moment, I certainly ask for help to get there. And I find time to go to church on Sundays, and have for many years. And that space is for me, indeed, to fill a void. Not that I'm there to make a show. I'm there to sit there and listen and to fill that quiet time void and think about the things that are really serious in my life and the way I can improve what I'm doing in my life. And I want you to find your inspiration, because every day in business, it will show. It will come out in the way you think and in the decisions you make. Sometimes we need to drop a few pounds. Yeah, I need to always drop a few pounds from this big old belly, but that's not the weight. I'm not weight here. I'm talking about dropping a few pounds of stubbornness, procrastination, know-it-all stuff. And maybe we need to drop a few pounds of associates that are bad influences or habits that are bad influences and replace them with things that are better. Changing those priorities, maybe some of the hardest to do, but dropping a few pounds of bad habits and bad people probably don't help you a lot in the long term. And number 5, lastly, focus on the finish line. Maybe your focus on the finish line might be, okay, I don't make a commitment to finish this course. I don't come back for the next 7 weeks, and I don't finish and complete this course, and I don't do the homework, and I don't give it a go and see what happens. I challenge you to do that. If you want to take it a step further, come back for the next 4 weeks and do the Monday night lessons too. Do it as your progress, what you can take in. But if you don't make some changes, if you don't change some priorities and get in the habit of doing that and start thinking like an entrepreneur, you're going to have a hard time moving forward. So that's the challenge I'm bringing to you. Find the endurance to stay in the game. Next week, business planner, business plan. Same time, same place, 6 p.m. Tuesday nights, reminder, tomorrow night, building a business that thrives without you. It's an interesting product, so that someday when you are ready to sell or to exit or retire, a buyer will look at your business and be willing to pay you a lot more money than if the business doesn't thrive when you're gone. This is going to be a great lesson. It's brand new, never been presented before. Look forward to inviting you to come back tomorrow night. So like we said before, let's get going and lean in. Let your light shine. May God bless you and your family and your business as well. So thank you so much for being with us tonight. You're welcome to send me emails. I'll look forward to hearing from you with any suggestions, things you want me to add to the program. Questions, start sending your homework, your challenges in to me. You'll find that in the challenges. So give me any information you'd like. I'll turn the microphones on. I'd appreciate any kinds of comments that you have, good or bad. And we'll look forward to hearing from you. So turn your mics on and let me hear from you.
Mr. Carver, this is Eric Daniels. Did you write more than one book?
Eric, you got cut off at the end. Ask your question again.
Did you write more than one book?
I wrote 5 books, yes, sir.
Yeah, I saw them on Amazon. I got all 5 of them. Okay, cool, thanks.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. If you want to send them to me and have me to sign them, I'll be glad to.
I'm in Dunn quite often, so I'll probably come see you in person, maybe have coffee or something.
I'm looking forward to it, Eric. Thank you. Okay, who's next? How about that, Mary? Just got an order for 5 books.
On my way.
Any other comments? I really appreciate you folks being with us. Johnson, good to see you tonight. Mr. Sheffield, there he is. How are you doing tonight, Johnson? Turn your mic on.
I'm doing fine, and I know part of the reason I'm doing fine is because Jesus loves me today and today, get him.
That is a good reason to be doing fine. Well, good to have you tonight, and I hope you approve of my presentation.
Well, I am certain that everybody has a lot to think about on the delivery tonight. I appreciate the effort you put into it.
Well, tomorrow night's going to be brand new. I mean, I hope you can join us tomorrow night too. I've just put that together during the last month, and with information that's probably never been said on these webinars before. So, how to build a business that thrives when you're not there.
Well, I might have to have an excused absence tomorrow night. At 76, my daughter is in the hospital tonight, and they're going to induce the delivery of my first grandchild. So I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Well, I remember meeting her. Such an important moment. So my prayers are with you and her and the family.
Yep. Her name is Hope, and the baby's name Emerson, if you want to lift up a name.
Thank you very much. We'll do that. Thank you, Johnson. Hey, everyone, I want you to get used to your classmates and trading chat messages with them and emails and get to know these folks. One day they may become a customer. They may be someone that you can assist, or they can assist you. We really enjoy a family of classmates here. So thank you so much. Any other comments?
I have a few questions.
Well, let's have them, Kira.
One of them is, you said something about you have to make over 10,000 before you do your LLC, or it's recommended. What about, like, if you have a candle business? Because sometimes there's risks in candles and soaps and stuff like that.
Number one, I use 10,000 just as an example. There's no qualifying a certain amount of money that says that when you reach a certain amount of business dollar-wise, you need to incorporate.
Yeah.
That I'm aware of. So some people will incorporate before they ever make 1 penny. But the key to incorporating is when you're starting to bring in enough income that the business income is going to start affecting your tax liability one way or the other, then you want to talk to a tax professional like Johnson, who was just talking to us, and they will give you advice of you probably ought to become incorporated as an LLC or some other way to pay less taxes. But on the other hand, and you just mentioned, if you're dealing with fire and someone might say that your product was the reason that their house burnt down, and being an LLC will give you the option to avoid some exposure. Otherwise, you shouldn't. So in that business, I would say you want to incorporate it sooner than later to give yourself some protection.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
and also, I saw that you said that you need to have a business license and business registration. Is that like for everybody? And because I've made an LLC before, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. I changed what I wanted, and I didn't do a business license or business registration.
When you have a bricks and mortar business in a town or a county, and or when you're doing a lot of advertising and exposing yourself as a business in business, that brings in people to your location or shipping or trucks or such as that. When you have what I would call a meaningful, ongoing public business, then yes, I strongly suggest that you register in the locality that you're located in for self-protection and to let the community and the government know that you're operating. You want to do that for the reasons I mentioned earlier, but also to help the community protect themselves from flim-flam fraudsters and otherwise people that come in that sell on sidewalks or interior products or dangerous. Registration is a way to become a member of the community, and I suggest you do that.
Okay. And one more thing. I'm sorry I keep asking you so many questions.
I'll keep asking. Love it.
you said something about a sales tax account, and like, is that something I need to do? Like, I need to get started with like the sales tax for my products and everything?
You do need to give consideration to that. If you're selling a product to North Carolina customers, indeed you'll need to collect North Carolina sales tax at a rate of where that customer is located. So there's right much to learn. It's not very difficult, but there is a process to go through to get your tax numbers and learn how to charge the right amount of sales tax and go from there. As you are shipping out to out-of-state customers that are buying from you, you may or may not have to collect sales tax from them depending on where they are and how much money that you're doing business in that state. We will talk about that extensively in week number 8, our last week of the series, and I'll give you lots of information during that week.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. You've been so helpful. I've loved your class so much, and I want to go to another one of your things and be involved.
Well, you're always welcome. The door's always open, and we look forward to getting to know you better.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Steve, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, David.
I sent you an email, but it didn't get to you right. I'm sorry. I was thinking about advertising in this Iredell community thing that shows up at like courthouses, all across the hospitals, doctors' offices. But they wanted to do $400.34 for 4 months. But they were going to split that up to $143 3 payments, and it was from August to December. That's a little crazy.
I would have a hard time recommending that type of advertising to you for your business.
Okay, let me ask you another question. So then I looked into menus, and like a lot of restaurants have it on the menus. If you do non-collar, it's $269 for 11 months, and if you do collar, it's $369. But I know of only one restaurant in this town that does collar. And then I looked at these benches. I don't know if you have them in Dunn, North Carolina, but the benches where you put your business on, that has really popped up as a big thing here in Iredell County and Hickory and different cities that I've been in, that people are flooding these benches. So what route should I go from that point?
Well, you're asking a fellow, and I'm just giving you my personal opinion now, okay?
Okay.
And so, first of all, the menus or the placemats, restaurant placemats, advertising, I've have personal experience with those. I found them to be very inexpensive and very productive. So with that, I would say yes, I would endorse it. And if going color is going to give your ad the primary visibility of all the others, then yes, go color.
My son told me about the golf courses that do the golf cards for everybody that plays golf. It's usually like $200 for a year to put your name on. Like his father-in-law has a garage here off of I-40 here in Statesville, and he puts it on the golf cards. But that's $200 per year on everybody that plays golf gets a card with your business on.
I've chosen not to go that route. I thought that the niche market was too small.
Okay, thank you. So what about the benches?
I've chosen not to do them because the exposure was too small.
Okay, so I'll look in. I won't do nothing but look into maybe doing the menus then.
I want you to think guerrilla marketing, where the dollars and you're thinking it because you're talking the right way. Just because someone else says it's a great idea and such as that, or it's at the golf course and such as that, that doesn't mean it'll work for you. And
you're right.
There's nothing wrong with trying something, but don't get out there in a $400 or $500 investment. Get someone to give you a trial basis for a sample or something like that, and give it a try and satisfy yourself.
Yeah, you're right about that. And then the other thing I had told you, I haven't started working to see what the price goes, but you know how when you go to hospital they give you this folder, you need to do all the paperwork in this folder. I think I told you one time before, I thought me and my marketing guy was talking about, like when I go to businesses, I hand them a folder, it has my price list, my flyers, and I give it to HR, and I said, this is a benefit for your customer. I thought about that too,
Well, you want to spend your money where you get the longest value for the dollar. Here's an example. Let's say you build a sign.
Yeah.
And you have a vacant lot out in the country, out beside a major road, and that sign, 4x pieces of plywood and 2 4x4s. You spend $365 to put up a nice sign. That sign is costing you how much per day per year? $1 a day. If you build a nice sign, it'll last you for 10 years. Therefore, that sign's costing you 10 cents a day, and that traffic is seeing it every day. So there are some guerrilla marketing concepts of spending that money, but making sure you're going to get a long-term value out of it.
Yeah, I like the menu idea better. And then the other thing, the funny thing is just what you said about the billboards. I went to Staples to get some banners made for an event that I did uptown, and there was 3x1.6. It took 10 runs to try to get my black right. And I said, look, don't throw none of these banners away. I want them. If you're going to throw them in the trash, give them to me. So I got $600 worth of banners for $40 because that's how many times it took Staples to get my black right. And every one of those banners can be put, they're outdoor banners. They can be put on the road and advertised for me. So I hate Staples didn't do the job right, but they benefited me.
Well, you're thinking the right way with guerrilla marketing. That's a good example.
All right, I appreciate that, Steve, because like I said, I wasn't going to spend $433 every 4 months. That's stupid.
Sure. Okay.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right. Any other comments? Edna, good to see you back tonight. I hope things are good with you. Okay, like on Walton's Mountain. Good night, John Boy. Y'all take care.
Good night, Steve. And you know I'm always welcome back to stay with you.
All right.